Yo, yo, yo. What is up, everybody? Another wonderful day to do what we love to do, baby. Valheim Day 15? Yeah? Think that's where we're at? We got into some mountain play yesterday. It was pretty wild, lots of fun. I survived better than I thought I would, but we'll see what today brings. Probably a lot of three-head deaths. That's how we tend to do. Yesterday, I think, was a bit of a one-off. Hopefully, you've got your beverage of choice. We know I'm going with that Java. Um, June 3rd, guys, June 3rd. It's good to be here with all of you. Let's do what we do before we hop into our Valheim play today. And we will take a look at some video gaming news. Cool? What's up, everybody? How's your day going? Wham. Let me move this camera real quick. Cool, cool, cool. See what we can find that we haven't already hit on previously. We've already talked about the France banning English, basically English gaming jargon. Yeah, banning it. Don't embrace the change. Basically, um, RE4 news. Remake announced. All right. Release date set for March 24th. Let's go with Games Radar. Let's take a look at that. So RE4 remake apparently has been promised. Uh, so PlayStation's state of play hit yesterday. I'm guessing that was part of it. The RE4 remake news. Um, and I'm guessing they announced some Final Fantasy 16 news as well. We'll see. We'll see. We're gonna watch the state of play after the news segment. So we'll watch the state of play after the news segment. We'll probably get a good amount of info on what we'll see within, but we weren't. The stream wasn't live whenever they did the state of play. It was like early evening yesterday when they did the state of play for PlayStation. So we'll watch it today before we get into the Valheim stuff. Talked about this yesterday. We've hit on this. I love this picture. It's a great picture. Already talked about Madden being on the cover of the new Madden football game. I think that's actually a pretty good move. Pretty good move there. I don't know a lot about the guy, but he seemed like he was a pretty good individual. Yeah, this is going to be about loot boxes as well with the FIFA game. It's basically any EA game does this, um, whether it be hockey or Madden or FIFA or any EA game. They do these loot boxes with Hockey Ultimate Team, so they're going to get blasted across all of them. The thing is, they've been doing it forever, and I don't know if maybe the gimmick has gotten worse and worse over time or what, but it's always been there. Diablo Immortal starter guide, classes, gameplay, and more. Let's take a look. Who's gonna try Diablo Immortal? Anybody gonna give it a shot? Amazing! Apple beats Microsoft, Nintendo in gaming profit. Again, the almost a large portion of what they're made from gaming isn't their own gaming. It's what they scam or they skim off of all these other devs having apps on their app store, and they skim a large percentage of whatever's made by those apps just because Apple has a large app store. So I don't think that Apple should be able to claim that they're making that much money in the gaming market when it's because of their app store. They're not legitimately those other people underneath them, the devs that have the games on their app store, that's making money from gaming. I don't know. I find that really weird to have Apple lumped in there when they legit don't do anything with gaming right now. Hardly. They've got Apple Arcade or whatever, something like that. That's about it. Talked about it. Ew. Um, New Epic Game Store game. Hold on. Do I have? Am I logged in there? Let's take a look. Yeah, there you go. We'll read the article as well, but here you go. Wolfenstein the New Order, free on Epic Games now. Yeah, there you go. Free on Epic Games. That's the new game right now. Cool. We'll read about it as well. My bad. My bad. Nice. All right. Not quite the Bioshock series as far as I'm concerned, but Epic gives away good, like well-known games every single week. Man, it's hard to argue with the free games they give away. PlayStation Spiderman coming to PC. We've already read a little bit about this. PlayStation has made great strides in uh, being committed to bringing their proprietary game console games to PC, and Spider Man's going to be one of the newer ones coming, so that's good. I think it's a good play on their part. I'm happy about it, just on the front of being a gaming enthusiast all the way around, and for all the PC fans out there, PC gamers, it's good. I'm really surprised it took Sony this long to pivot. DreamHack and Dallas, a natural fit, bring esports gaming festival back to life. Take a look at that. Gamer rage is more than memes. Let's take a look at what that is. I think we all have known people in gaming that couldn't control their emotions when they lose. Yeah, get just a little bit too far, lose themselves a little bit too much. Yeah, I for sure have. We talked about this already. Apparently, Rockstar Energy Drink has a multi-year partnership with NRG. I'm not going to dive into that. I'm not a fan of energy drinks. I'm just not, and I couldn't ever really see myself promoting any kind of energy drink. Okay, let's pivot here. See what else we got. We already have something up on this kind of stuff. Again, we're gonna watch the PlayStation State of Play from last night. Let me go ahead and make sure I have that. Well, it'll be fine. We're going to watch that before we hit our gaming segment today. So in between our news and gaming, we'll watch that together. We'll watch PlayStation State of Play, okay? The VOD from last night. See what all they announced. Hit on these already quite a bit. Same thing. That's the EA loot box stuff. Yep. France banning English gaming tech jargon. This is Raven Software's new unionization that got approved. That's going to probably prompt a lot more action throughout the gaming industry as far as workers forming unions. If you're interested in a pretty comprehensive schedule, I'll just throw it in chat. I do it like literally every day, but just in case, here you go. There's a nice list right there of showcases coming up, live stream kind of showcases that are happening, especially within like the next week here of June, week to week and a half, and then a little bit in July and August as well. 18 European countries, consumer groups have joined the fight against the loot box stuff. Yep. Dragon Age 4's name is officially Dragon Age Dreadwolf. Cool. Let's take a look at that. We saw the Warhammer stuff yesterday. They've got some pretty cool stuff in the works. New games, expansions, and DLC stuff for current games. They've got a lot of stuff going on in the Warhammer universe as far as gaming is concerned. We've already got an article up about Spiderman coming to PC. It's not a real surprise, but it's good to see confirmation of. Excuse me, guys. We've hit on this already as well. That could be a bit brutal. Yep, we've got an article up about that. We looked at it. We'll go one more page here, real quick. We already talked about this too. The June PlayStation Plus games. I mean, this is stuff we already looked at. We're already aware of. Late last year, early this year, PlayStation pivoted into having a dedicated division of their corporation, now specifically named PlayStation PC, and they are aimed at bringing their proprietary games for their PlayStation consoles to PC. I feel like they should have done this a long time ago. I think that a big reason some of this is prompted is their inability to meet demand for their consoles because they just can't manufacture enough, chip shortage, what have you, right? And it's another stream of revenue for them. If people can't get their PS5, at least they'll be able to play those games on PC and they'll make money that way as well, right? But it makes a lot of sense for them from a business perspective, as well as it's just good for us as gamers. But this ties into that Spider-Man coming to PC stuff. New Horizon Call of the Mountain gameplay trailer revealed. Let's take a look at that. That's the VR New Horizon stuff? Okay. Stick with that. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got here. One second, guys. Okay. Apologies. Sorry. Dragon Age 4's name is officially Dragon Age Dreadwolf. BioWare has provided a development update on its upcoming RPG. Speaking on his giant bomb show, Grub Snacks, transcribed by VGC, Venture Beats Jeff Grubb said EA plans to reveal the name later today. I don't think there's going to be a trailer or gameplay. He said, cautioning fans not to expect too much beyond the name. I think if you were expecting more than that, today might be a little disappointing. He added, before reaffirming that the game isn't close to release. It's still not coming to the middle of next year, at least, probably closer to the end of next year, because EA still has a lot of work to do about trying to figure out the most ways that they can try to pull money out of people outside of them actually purchasing the game. I'm memeing a little bit, but to be honest, like that's just what you should expect from EA nowadays, right? Or it has been for the longest time. It said, Solus the Dreadwolf. Some say he might be an ancient elven god, but some say not. Others say a betrayer of his people or a savior who now seeks to rescue them at the cost of your world. His motives are inscrutable and his methods sometimes questionable, earning him a reputation as something of a trickster deity, a player of dark and dangerous games. I like it. Whether you're new to Dragon Age stories or you've experienced them all, using Solus's namesake no doubt suggests a spectrum of endless possibilities on where things may go. But at the core of this, like every past game, is you. If you're new to Dragon Age, you have no need to worry about not having met our antagonist just yet. He'll probably introduce himself when the time is right. We did hint at his return when we announced hashtag the Dreadwolf Rises back in 2018. We suspect you have questions and they'll be answered in time. While the game won't be released this year, we're growing closer to that next adventure. Rest assured, Solus is placing his pieces on the board as we speak. That's all we have for now, but we hope knowing the official title has sparked some intrigue, as we'll be talking more about the game later this year. While Grubb wouldn't confirm the name, he then pointed towards Tom Henderson's Twitter feed, saying that he tweeted the name earlier in the day. Heading to Henderson's Twitter feed, he tweeted a gif of a dragon with the word Dreadwolf and the time 1900 CEST, also pointing at the game being revealed later today. And that was yesterday. BioWare most recently provided an update on Dragon Age 4 earlier this year. In a blog post, Studio General Manager Gary McKay said the new Dragon Age game is at a much more advanced stage than the next Mass Effect. For the next Dragon Age, we are right in the middle of production, which is a great feeling, he wrote. Our blueprint was completed last year, so we're now focused on building out our vision, creating amazing environments, deep characters, strong gameplay, impactful writing, emotional cinematics, and much more. The blueprint for the game is well understood, and the team is focused. Later this year, you will start to hear more from the Dragon Age team in the form of blogs and social content. BioWare boss McKay said, as we move through development, we'll also be in regular communication with players who sit on our community council. As passionate fans like you, we take their feedback seriously. We're also listening to all of you as you share your thoughts and experiences, so keep talking to us. Cool. Cool. Well, um, hopefully it's good. We'll see. We'll see. But there you go. Dragon Age Dreadwolf. That is the new Dragon Age game in development. Yep, that's going to be the title. It looks like. Shush your mouth. Shush your mouth. New Horizon Call of the Mountain gameplay trailer and details revealed. PlayStation has finally revealed new footage and information about the upcoming PlayStation VR2 video game, Horizon Call of the Mountain. The new VR video game, first revealed earlier this year, is from Guerrilla Games and Fire Sprite Games and is a brand new adventure in the world of Horizon Zero Dawn and Horizon Forbidden West with a new protagonist. And at today's PlayStation State of Play, a new look at Horizon Call of the Mountain was shown. So we'll watch that. We'll get some a look at least at what they showed after we finish the news segment. More specifically, PlayStation showed off new gameplay and details for Horizon Call of the Mountain and revealed that the new protagonist is Rias, who is described by PlayStation as a former Shadow Karja warrior who hopes to redeem himself by investigating a grave new threat to the Sundom. He is a master at climbing and archery. Imagine that. Two skills crucial to survive as you step into his shoes: scaling perilous mountains and taking down mighty machines like the Thunderjaw. In addition to the main story for Horizon Call of the Mountains, the new VR video game will also include a river ride experience where players can, as the name implies, ride down a river while seated to take in the scenery of the Horizon franchise's world. That's cool. But be aware, as the machines can also try to ride along regardless of whether they are invited. Created for PlayStation VR 2, this unique experience has been designed to push hardware technology, innovation, and gameplay, stated Jan Bart Van Beek, studio director and studio art and animation director at Guerrilla Games, back when the new VR game was first announced earlier this year. The stunning visuals and brand new PSVR 2 Sense controllers give a new meaning to being fully immersed into the world of Horizon. As noted above, Horizon Call of the Mountain is set to release for the PlayStation VR 2. No official release date as of yet. You can check out all the previous coverage right there. Yeah. If you are interested here, throw this in chat. There you go. Resident Evil 4 Remake release date set for March 24th. So, a while, but it's been announced. There's going to be a good amount of hype around that, I think. People love the fact that all the RE games are being remade. The long rumored remake is coming to PS5 with PSVR 2 support. Sorry, long rumored remake is coming to PS5 with PSVR 2 support as well. Cool. RE4 Remake was officially announced at today's Sony State of Play event, and it will launch on March 24th. Long rumored remake will launch across PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. No last gen versions have been announced. Sony and Capcom say support for PSVR 2 is also in development. Capcom says in a blog post that this remake will deliver truly next-gen visuals, modernized gameplay, and a reimagined, deeper storyline while faithfully preserving the essence and maintaining the legacy of the original. While we might be seeing plenty of new elements, the gameplay trailer shows a lot of familiar pieces too, including Leon Kennedy's iconic encounter in the Ganado village at the start of the game. There look to be quite a few more nighttime scenes than in the original, hinting that there could be a bigger focus on horror. Remake is being developed in the same RE engine that has powered all the recent entries in the series. A remake of RE4 has been rumored for ages, and one recent report suggests that some of the new material might draw from ideas that were cut from the original game. Original director Shinji Mikami seems to be okay with any potential plot changes, as he joked in a recent interview that he hoped Capcom could make the story better, since he wrote the original in just 3 weeks. Wow. Okay. We'll see this again, I'm sure, in as we rewatch State of Play after the news segment. See what we got here, though. Cut that sound off there. Everything gets a copyright violation when uploaded to YouTube. It's ridiculous.
Guess you, me, picked the wrong spot to vacation, eh?
You will receive our most sacred body. It begins now.
With some VR
I could just forget what happened that night.
That'd be
Pain.
cool.
Even for a second. This time, it can be different. It has to.
March 24th of 2023.
PlayStation.
Sorry. I was saying, seems like they could have gone March 23rd of 2023. It would have looked a little nicer, but maybe they needed that extra day, right? What do I know? What do I know? I'm just a three-head, man. Cool. Well, there we go. RE4 stuff. Nice. Okay. Anybody interested in some Diablo Immortal stuff? Here we go. Diablo Immortal starter guide, classes, gameplay, and more. If you're new to the series, here's what you need to know about the Diablo mobile game. Diablo Immortal is out now on Android and iOS devices and in open beta on PC. The new game lets players fight against the legions of hell, whether that's on your own or in raids of up to 8 players. If you've played Diablo 3, Diablo Immortal will feel familiar. Yeah, that's what I figured. If you're new to the series, we'll walk you through everything you need to know to get started as you take on demons and other infernal beasts. Supports crossplay and cross progression, which means you can play on PC while you're at home, then pick up and play on your phone when you're on the go. That's a really good move on the part of Blizzard, Activision Blizzard. On a mobile device, just find Diablo Immortal in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store and download. If you want to download the PC open beta, you'll have a few extra steps, which is going to Battle.net, selecting Diablo Immortal, and installing, as with any other PC-based Blizzard game, right? Note that on mobile devices, you'll be asked to download additional assets after the initial download, though you'll be able to jump in and start the intro without the extra downloads. The full download requires about 12 gigs of space. If you want to play on both mobile and PC, you'll need to sign in with your Battle.net account. You'll be able to sign in by selecting the option in the top left corner of the main menu. Which class should I play? Diablo Immortal offers players their choice of 6 different classes right now. I would say, depending on how the game progresses and if enough people are playing and having fun with the game, they'll probably incorporate some more classes later on or something. Class determines how you play the game, including which abilities you can learn, which stats matter to your character, and most importantly, what all the badass armor looks like by the end of the game. Here, once you start the game, your first step is choosing a class. Quick breakdown of each class available at launch. I'm just Barbarian, Crusader, Barbarian, obviously warrior class, right? Crusader, Warriors of Faith, heavy armor and holy magic. Demon Hunter, yeah, arrows, traps, high mobility. Monk, Fist and Spirit. Monk uses combination of dodges and abilities filled with divine energy. Necro, let's go. Magical summoners who can raise the dead. Wizard, strong but squishy magic users fight with versatile arcane arsenal. Be able to change your class after you start the game so you aren't locked into one specific class. Play around, see what feels fun to play, whether that's a melee or ranged fighter, a physical fighter, or a magic user, an undead puppeteer. That's what I'm talking about, undead puppeteer, baby. Customize your Diablo character. Once you choose your class, you'll have the option to select the way your character looks. Choose from a few pre-generated options or dive deep into the character creator to choose your skin tone, hairstyle, hair color, and a wide range of facial feature sliders. These customizations are purely cosmetic, don't affect your gameplay. Gameplay basics. The Diablo games use a third-person isometric view. Players using movement, basic attacks, and other abilities to mow down waves of hellish minions and demons. It's an ARPG, right? On mobile, you'll move by dragging a finger across a virtual joystick in the bottom left of the screen. Attacks, abilities, and other interactions are mapped out on the bottom right side of the screen. Core gameplay involves moving around the map and attacking enemies. If you want to take on the Lords of Hell, you'll need more than just moving and slashing. You'll need to make use of items and abilities to fight your way through the demonic legions. Each class unlocks new skills as it levels up. You can equip up to 3 skills in addition to your basic attack and ultimate ability. The abilities you equip determine how your character fights, whether that's with aggressive leaps, wide swings, or long-range blasts of damage. Equipment. As you battle enemies, you'll find weapons of various types of armor that will increase your stats. All items have a score, which tells you relatively how strong that item is. Higher the score, the bigger the boost to your power. Some items may also offer bonuses to different stats, allowing you to further customize your character. Want to tank more damage? Equip something that boosts your vitality. Avoid it in the first place. Stock up on dexterity. Yeah, these are traditional, RPG stat mechanics. Free to play. Biggest difference between Diablo Immortal and its predecessors: microtransactions. Here we go. Yeah. The game is free to play, but at various points in the game, you'll be prompted with the opportunity to trade money for in-game items. What all of us gamers love. In fact, these microtransactions kept the game from releasing in Belgium and the Netherlands. We talked about that because it didn't clear their anti-loot box laws. You don't need to pay to progress through the game, but those microtransactions are realistically necessary if you want to grind for the optimal in-game items and PvP. There you go. Diablo Immortal is out on Android, iOS, and in open beta for PC. There are just not many games out there that actually provide a free-to-play experience that isn't solely reliant on pay-to-win. There are some really, really good examples of some games that have done a very good job of being free-to-play and have incorporated mechanics like pay shops that don't have any or very, very little pay to win that have been very successful. Yeah, Mamzo. Yeah. What's up, buddy? Pay to win. Yep. So there you go. If you're planning on playing Diablo Immortal, prepare to be required to pay to win. Yay. What all of us gamers love to see so much, right? Epic Games Store reveals new free game for June 2022. Epic Games Store reveals the first free mystery game for June, and it's not what the popular theories predicted. Epic Games Store is currently running its Epic Mega Sale promotion, and as part of that promotion, EGS users are being treated to new free mystery games every week. The Epic Games Store got the ball rolling with Borderlands 3, followed up by BioShock the Collection, and now it is... popular theory suggested the next Epic Games Store free game would be Grand Theft Auto Vice City. Turns out that theory wasn't accurate. It's Wolfenstein. Yeah, Wolfenstein New Order. Well, yeah, I mean, agreed. I think that's the way most gamers feel. Unfortunately, where we're so many developers have gotten to is take, for instance, EA, that we've been talking about a lot here lately. A lot of their games are, we'll speak specifically in regards to like their FIFA game, right? Their FIFA game, which is what, 60, 70 bucks brand new. You pay 60, 70 bucks, and then they're wanting you to incrementally just keep paying money in the game to play their FIFA Ultimate Team stuff, and it's like, um, unfortunately, that's where it's gotten, is that a lot of games, a lot of developers are not only uh, prompting us to buy the game initially, it's to keep spending money within as well, and it's just trash. So, yeah, agreed. It's just a horrible, horrible trend that has, um, it needs to stop, man. It needs to stop. I don't know what the answer is, but just a lot of greed out there. It's not about making games. For a lot of the devs, especially bigger devs, right? They've lost sight, man, of what it means to be a game dev. Yeah, yeah, I know, Mamzo. Yep, I'm well aware. Yep, yep. That's why it's not on Xbox Game Pass anymore. Yep, because their whole deal with EA is what got them into Xbox Game Pass originally, and then when they broke apart from EA, which I'm really happy, I'm glad they did. I wish more games had the gumption to go ahead and do that. Um, that's why the game's not on Game Pass anymore, because they broke away from EA. Yep, 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 yep. I mean, it's that's a tough thing for a dev to decide to do, right? I mean, that's one of the things that sucks, is like you get these giant publishers, these giant developers, and they have so much reach, right? They've got many, 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 many ways to help get your game notoriety, get it on different platforms, what have you, and that's what the draw is, right? That's what the draw is. So it feels it's good. I'm glad to see KOC do that. I'm sure it was a tough decision to an extent, because of what that collaboration offered them in terms of uh, and I think it was probably good for them as far as getting the game notoriety and getting it in front of as many people as possible. But I am really, really glad they decided to break away. I wish more would. Yep. Um, yeah, latest Epic Game Store free game is none other than Wolfenstein the New Order, which is free for users to claim from now until Thursday, June 9th at 10 a.m. CET, at which point it will be replaced by the next free game. The Epic Games Store free mystery games will continue for at least one more week, as the Epic Game Store is not letting fans know what next week's free game will be in advance, so fans will just have to boot up the launcher on June 9th to find out. Hey, Disco Elysium now has achievements on Epic Game Store. That's one of the things that has thrown a lot of people off about Epic Game Store, is that there's just not that same kind of um, you can't flex, basically, right? You can't flex on with your Epic Game Store account like you can your Steam account. Every game on Steam has achievements virtually. You know, there's all kinds of customization you can do for your account and everything, and that's not there for the Epic Game Store, but they're working more towards getting that done. So many more achievements are coming for a lot of their games, and I think they're going to be incorporating more profile customization options and stuff, because that's a big thing that Steam offers, that a lot of people really love. That they love being able to show off their achievements, especially very hard achievements and stuff, and rightfully so, right? But Epic, I think, has taken note that that's one of the areas in which they're, just giving away free games isn't enough. Yeah. And they need to follow suit with what Steam does so well. Uh, Yeah, that's good. I mean, that's one of the things we've talked about that a lot. Like, as with so many other gimmicks that have been incorporated in games that quite often are viewed as get the player to spend more money. Season passes are one of those as well, and I think the consensus from us gamers is the better way to incorporate that is making it to where you can at least get the majority of the season pass items through in-game currency, right? That's the best way to incorporate that stuff, and but most don't do it very well, right? So that's good to see. That's good to hear. Right on. Wolfenstein the New Order was followed up by a standalone expansion called The Old Blood, as well as a full-fledged sequel called Wolfenstein 2 The New Colossus. If I remember, I don't think Wolfenstein 2 The New Colossus did quite as well as New Order did. What's interesting about Wolfenstein the New Order being the free game this week is that it blows a hole in one of the main theories fans have had about the Epic Game Store mystery games. Borderlands 3 was the first free mystery game, while Bioshock the Collection was the second free mystery game. They're talking about the free games specifically during this big giant sale they have going on and everything. Both those games were published by 2K Games, which resulted in many fans assuming that all the free mystery games would be 2K titles. However, Wolfenstein the New Order was published by Bethesda, so that's clearly not the pattern Epic Games is going with when it comes to the free mystery titles. This means that the next Epic Games Store free mystery games are going to be more difficult to predict, but it also means that just about anything can be one of the free mystery games. Epic Games Store users have at least one more free mystery game to look forward to during this event, but it's possible that there will be two more. Epic Mega Sale is wrapping up on June 16th, so it's unclear if Epic Games will mark the occasion with one last free mystery game, or if it will go back to its normal routine of showing fans the free games in advance. Whatever the case may be, Epic Games Store users will find out come next week. Yep. So there you go. Go grab Wolfenstein the New Order. Free games, man. You can't really beat free games, guys. So go grab your games. Grab yo games. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like it. It sounds like it, Mamzelle. Yeah, I mean, again, they, I would say, it sounds like on the right path as far as, distancing themselves, no longer collaborating with an industry giant, which so many of us find to be absolutely appalling, EA, and incorporating, things in the game you can earn just by playing the game. That's what many of us want. Yeah. So, to a great extent, that is a rarity nowadays, and but it's good to see at least some devs trying to set the bar of trying to be better in regards to those things. Again, I mean, we talk quite often about the negatives that we see all the time because there's so many of them, right? We see so many devs doing bad things, and it's that's why we talk about it. It doesn't mean that there aren't devs out there doing good things. They're just overshadowed by the ones that are doing all the bad things, right? And we quite often get into the discussions about the bad things because we want to see the industry change for the better. But yeah, I mean, there are absolutely some devs out there that are doing amazing things, and kudos to them. PlayStation Spider-Man coming to PC. We're getting Peter Parker, Miles Morales, and ray traced puddles. Woo! The puddles with ray tracing. Oh man! All right. Random mode time. Let's go. Never lucky. I'm never gonna win a sub for myself. Keck. This is a big one. Insomniac's PlayStation exclusive Spider-Man is coming to PC. This isn't a huge surprise, but a good announcement anyways. Sony announced this latest PC port in its state of play event on Thursday, with remastered appended to its title. Even better, Miles Morales is also being ported to PC. Marvel Spider-Man hit the PS4 in 2018, praised for nailing the character's movement and style. It's in a rare company as a truly great comic book game alongside the likes of Batman Arkham Asylum and the best-selling superhero game ever made, despite being a platform exclusive. Now a whole bunch of PC players are going to be able to get their hands on it too. Here's what I really want to know. How does the web slinging feel on a mouse? I think it'll be fine. While several of Sony's planned PC ports were teased in advance or leaked in the NVIDIA GeForce Now database, this one's a surprise. Spider-Man is Sony Pictures' most treasured character and box office cash cow, so if any first-party Sony game was going to stay a console exclusive, seems like it would be this one. We read recently, man, where they actually tried presenting these newer Spider-Man titles to Microsoft and Xbox first. And Xbox was like, no, we're good. We're good. We got enough on our plate. And this has turned into an absolute huge series for Sony and PlayStation. Now, again, same thing I said whenever we came across that news was that there was the potential for Xbox to take it and turn it into an absolute crap show. I think they could have done well with it, but it also could have been terrible. I think Sony nailed it. Sony obviously nailed it, right? And so I'm glad that they're the ones that ended up with it because of how it turned out. PlayStation blog states that Marvel Spider-Man Remastered and Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales are heading to the PC. Playing the two will be separate rather than a combined package. Doesn't dive into technical details, but does offer this tidbit. Of course, you can count on additional standard PC-specific features such as adjustable render settings and ray traced reflections, with more features and details to be announced later. That's the big thing, right? This is the big thing that has to start happening. It's not enough to just go, this is a console game, and just take it in that same exact state and make it work on PC. That is not going to cut it. And that's what developers have been doing for a long time, and they have got to change their thought process behind this. If you're taking a game that is a console exclusive and you're porting it over to PC, you have to optimize it for PC, at least to a decent extent. PCs are just different machines than consoles are. And when you see a PC port that doesn't allow key binding on, the keyboard and mouse, or just feels bad on keyboard and mouse, and then doesn't have any of the graphical options you would come to expect of a game that plays on PC, just things like that. It feels bad, and it just goes to show how little effort a lot of these devs put into the porting of games over to PC from console. And vice versa can be said as well. Taking a game from PC and putting it on a console, those are much different pieces of hardware. And as such, they should be optimized for those consoles. And it's easy to see when the developers just don't care. It's like, it's a well-known title. It'll sell. Just port it over. Don't worry about optimizing it. Just port it over. And you can always tell. And it feels bad. That trend has got to change. There we go. Spider-Man games coming to PC. Very cool. DreamHack and Dallas, a natural fit, bringing esports gaming festival back to life. DreamHack Dallas will include IEM Counter-Strike competition, Collegiate Rocket League World Championship, and amateur opportunities. God, just please, dude, whatever. DreamHack went 2.5 years without a live gaming festival. When the opportunity for a comeback finally came, picking a location was easy. When it comes to Dallas, there was no other option, said Shaheen Zarabi, DreamHack VP of Strategy and Growth. Yo, have you ever been to Dallas? Have you ever been to Dallas, Texas? I would be fine with never ever going to that city again in my life. I look, first of all, I'll make it very clear. Like, I am not a fan of big cities. I have lived in the suburbs of a lot of major cities. I've lived in between San Francisco and Sacramento. I've lived outside of Milwaukee. I've lived just south of Charlotte. Um, you know, and while it's still busy, I'm better off not being right in the middle. I have also lived in I've lived right in the middle of a one of the top 10 largest cities in the U.S. I say right in the middle. We lived outside of city limits, and we're still swallowed by it. And it it was terrible. I hated it. I hated it. Some people dig the city, man. Cool. It's not for me, man. And Dallas, I've been to, and is just a hot, chaotic mess, man. Driving around that city, oh, dude, hard pass, hard pass. But it is a very, very large place and good for events. DreamHack Dallas 24-hour-a-day gaming festival with top-tier esports, college competition, and amateur opportunities returns Friday throughout Sunday at Kay Bailey Convention Center. The last time DreamHack hosted an event was in 2019. The event was a boon, accumulating over 30,000 visitors and contributing nearly $3.6 million in direct spending to the Dallas economy. According to Dallas Sports Commission, Zarabi said DreamHack thought it would return several times in the 2.5 years absence. The time finally came, and DreamHack wanted to go all out. The event will include Intel Extreme Masters Counter-Strike Tournament, featuring top teams from around the globe, including North Texas Complexity Gaming, the Collegiate Rocket League World Championship, and amateur Fortnite tournament, and other festival activities like live music. Golly, dude, the advertising is terrible. It's been a long journey for us, Zarabi said. As anyone who has tried to host an event over the last few years, whether it's a wedding, a birthday party, or one of the largest gaming festivals in the world, we've been through the same ups and downs, but now we are happy to be back. Esports had to make pivots in an industry to account for a global pandemic. Leagues across the globe adjusted to completely online competition and still played for lucrative prize money. George Wu, esports marketing manager at Intel, said there was a learning curve, but the plan was always to return to live events. IEM partnered with DreamHack, and now IEM will make its first visit to Texas. This is a really important moment for us. We have never taken IEM into the central U.S. It's usually the West Coast, East Coast, maybe Chicago, and the Midwest. The central U.S.? Dallas is not central U.S., dude. If that's the case, you could call Chicago central U.S. What? Dallas is like halfway down Texas, and Texas is one of the most southern states in the U.S. Man, people don't make sense. I live in the biggest North Shore city outside of the island of Montreal in the suburbs. Yeah. I don't know, man. It's just, and look, what's funny is like growing up for me, this is a weird statement here. Dallas is halfway down through Texas, man. Texas is like one of the southern U.S. states. So saying that it's in central U.S. is a false statement. If you're going to consider Chicago not how, yeah, what that's such a dumb statement. What I don't know makes this person sound ridiculous. Anyways, Um, you know, being from a very rural place, I'm from a very small community. Uh, I don't know. It's bigger now than it was when I grew up there, but I'm talking like probably roughly like seven population of 7K, like something like that. You know, it's very small. And I don't need that. I don't need rural. I am much more open to rural nowadays. Now that I've like lived a good chunk of my life, I've experienced all the big city stuff, and again, suburbs are cool, man. I'm okay with the suburbs as long as I'm not like suburbs that's been swallowed by the city. You know, as long as there's like a little bit of distance between where I'm living and those major cities. You know, um, because there's a lot to do in major cities, yeah, and it can be very fun, but I don't. Uh, I mean, where we move, where we live now is considerably smaller than anywhere else that we've lived over like the past decade, and I mean, I'm talking like, well, I think somewhere between 100 to 150K is the population. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. That doesn't feel bad to me at all. But dude, these big, huge, monstrous cities that I can't do it anymore, man. Big reasons just because of traffic. I hate the traffic so much. Uh, this was a weird statement. Zarabi is looking to DreamHack Dallas to regain momentum. The ESL gaming brand made a big splash in 2018 in Austin, then had one of its biggest events ever with Dallas in 2019. Momentum was crushed. The weekend will be the first time Zarabi felt DreamHack covered every step. There will be people experiencing a LAN esport event for the first time with elite Counter-Strike and collegiate esports. The activities didn't need to all be connected. It may be better that they weren't. Even if there's no direct connection between Counter Strike and Rocket League, just bringing the ecosystem, bringing the people, bringing the network is going to create a hub that we've never seen before at these types of events. Esports pros and gamers got to keep their jobs and hobbies during the height of the pandemic. That didn't mean something was missing. DreamHack Dallas is positioned to fill the void. Man, the role play stuff people are able to do with all these like video game characters and stuff is just incredible. It's so wild. Or cosplay, excuse the role playing, the cosplay stuff. People have gotten just incredibly talented at making these costumes. Like, look at this stuff, dude. It's so wild. Very cool. I love seeing the cosplay uh, costumes and everything. It's so good. Last article I have for today, unless anybody has anything else that they would like to bring up for us to talk about. We'll close out the news segment and then we'll go watch the PlayStation State of Play VOD from yesterday. Cool. And see what all they had to offer there. Gamer rage is more than memes. Opera GX presents its first rage report with key insights on US and UK gamers' daily frustrations. 1 in 4 gamers has destroyed their gear out of rage. That doesn't surprise me. 2 out of 3 get angry when losing, and a majority has had a game ruin their mood for the rest of the day. It's easy to get angry in video games. Video games are highly competitive. Um, Not that everybody plays competitive games, but I can even attest to the fact that like playing high difficulty games that are not online competitive games, such as Elden Ring or God of War on the hardest difficulty, I definitely was raging out to an extent. Never to the point of crushing my, you know, my hardware or peripherals or anything like that. Like I don't get mad like that, but I yeah, I mean everybody kind of gets angry when you're not succeeding in a game. Most people, anyways, I would say. Opera partners with leading gaming psychiatrist Dr. K and Critical to discuss mental health in gaming. Oslo, Norway, June 2nd. Losing our temper while gaming is not just the stuff of memes, but also a pressing issue that many of us struggle with while playing video games. An Opera GX survey found that more than 2/3 of gamers, 65% UK, 69% US, get angry when they lose, while even more, 85% in the UK and 83% in the US, become irate if lag or a poor internet connection ruins their game. And then when gamer rage strikes, usually take out their frustrations on the things they truly love most, their gear. Yeah, I've known people like this. 1 in 5 UK gamers, 19%, and 1 in 3 US gamers, 29%, admit to having destroyed their accessories in the past. To highlight these issues, Opera has released a video showcasing the Anger controller, an imaginary set of super durable gaming peripherals that can withstand even the most extreme range. That's actually really a good idea. Anger controllers are our tongue-in-cheek way of highlighting the very real issue of rage and anger management amongst gamers, which impacts many individuals, including those they play with, said Mikhail Kasimba? I probably butchered that. Head of Opera GX. Opera GX has teamed up with Dr. Kanagia, also known as Dr. K, a Harvard-trained psychiatrist and leading gaming mental health advocate, to present tips that will help gamers keep their anger in check and manage their frustrations associated with gaming. Dr. K will be joined by Critical in a discussion about gamers' mental wellness that will be streamed on June 6th at 7 p.m. PST in GX Corner inside the Opera GX browser. Tips will then be displayed on Opera GX's website. Scale of gamers' frustrations is extensive. Most gamers have either struggled with their own anger issues or felt the wrath of other stressed out players. For example, almost 2/3 of respondents have had to reflect on their own angry outbursts in the past, while the negative attitudes of other players has made half of respondents feel down at times. Moreover, 18% of UK and 32% of US respondents revealed they had been bullied while gaming. Yeah, that's actually low. That seems low to me. While a quarter of UK gamers and 1/3 of US gamers said their own aggressive comments had ruined the atmosphere. I'm surprised that that's not higher. I'm glad it's not, but I'm surprised. Opera GX offers a little oasis of calm for gamers with no lag and access to all the industry news they need. With unique features like CPU, RAM, and network limiters, GX delivers the best of both gaming and browsing for a zen-like online experience. GX also comes with Twitch and Discord built right into the browser's sidebar, so gamers can always stay connected with the things they love. If you want to know more or check out any of those links, here you go. There you go. I guess that'll be it for the news segment today. Not quite as long as we've been doing the past couple of days, but that's okay. That's okay. Just not a ton of new. I mean, we're still going to be going a little while longer before we get into the... excuse me. Oh, sorry, guys. Get into the Valheim gameplay. Because we're going to go watch the PlayStation State of Play from last night, okay? So we've got a little bit longer before we'll hop into the gaming segment. But just because I'm not going to watch the State of Play during the news segment because it'll probably get... it would probably have to be cut out of the YouTube news segment. Or the news segment, when I upload it to YouTube, it'd probably have to be cut out, so there's just not much point. But on that note, I will say thank you to everybody that has been part of this news segment. Everybody that's always a part of this amazing community. It's really a testament to all of you guys helping to create such an amazing place. So thank you very much. If you are viewing this as a VOD on YouTube, see what you can do about coming and hanging out with us when we do these live at the beginning of every stream, every single day, 6 o'clock a.m. CST. And if you're enjoying the content from the VOD on YouTube, do me a favor and consider hitting that like and subscribe button. Maybe leave me a comment so we can have a bit of a discussion regarding some of these topics we went over today, okay? Other than that, stay healthy, stay safe, be kind, and we will catch everybody tomorrow morning for our June 4th edition of Video Gaming News.